I tried making Remy's potato leek soup from ratatouille, but since there's no official recipe, I tried figuring it out for myself. I was feeling pretty proud about the soup, up until I decided to blend all the ingredients together and was not expecting this to happen.
This is so orange, you guys.
I needed to fix this and fast. Finally, this was starting to feel a lot more like Remy's soup. Creamy, filling, delicious. I want to make Halloween cinnamon rolls, but I have never successfully dyed dough before. So I wanted to try again, but this time, I decided to add the dye earlier so maybe it can blend properly. The dough worked out well until I accidentally rolled it the wrong way. And they'll most likely expand in this tiny ass pan. But I'm not gonna stress too much. They taste delicious. I tried making churros, but accidentally made this recipe instead. Okay, no, but why does this look like mac and cheese? Churro mac and cheese? Regardless, I'm actually surprised how easy this recipe is to make. Except the carpal tunnel it's giving me. That kinda sucks. I mean, look at these ripples. Sensational. Swirl in that cinnamon sugar, and I present to you the internet's best churro fudge recipe. And not to be dramatic, but this is the best fudge I've ever had. Making celebrity Teeny's food because her mac and cheese is still on top. So far, everything I've eaten by Teeny has been beyond golden. But will her broccoli and cheddar soup be just as delicious? When I made my Remy soup, pretty much everything was blended. But this one has some major chunks in it. Gravyfy this up, pour in the liquid and the spices. Boom, this looks stupendous. And even though I halved the recipe, it still makes quite a bit. So will it taste good? Teeny? This is freaking delicious. I found these pumpkin spice Cheerios and thought, I gotta make this into some kind of dessert. But then I thought, if I add Cinnamon Toast Crunch and pumpkin pie Oreos, okay, now that sounds amazing. My husband was a bit skeptical. He was like, nah, you're gonna unleash too many seasonal flavors. To be fair, he hates pumpkin spice. Unrelatable. These are beautiful, smell like a craft store, and they taste worth it. Super cinnamony. These Halloween cookies have been all over my feed recently, but as I kept scrolling, I noticed something even better. Apparently, if you take chocolate chip cookies and then top it with the sugar cookie, what? These are actually really good. I challenged myself to plan an entire Halloween party using only $50. But with how expensive everything is, can this even be done? There are 3 important factors to throwing a successful party: food, entertainment, and the proper decor. For food, I decided to get things from the dollar store. Spaghetti makes a large amount, and it's cheap. With decorations, I still wanted to feel like it's a Halloween party. So I found a lot of stuff around the house and used my Cricut and special design skills to make up some cool menus. But then I found this super expensive cauldron. This would definitely throw me over budget. But I said f it and bought it anyway. And everyone loved it. What if we made a cinnamon roll into a mug cake? Well, I tried making it and here's what happened. I'm using pancake batter to make it self-rising, and it rose too much. So I tried again with less pancake batter, and this looks like a decent sized portion, but the texture is way too crumbly for a cake. But what about taste? This tastes good. I bought the last box of these Halloween cookies and thought of the best way to use them. I'm taking these ghost cookies and then smooshing them down flat, then adding a dollop of colored cream cheese frosting. Layer another flat cookie on top and bake. Now you have perfect mystery cookies for your next Halloween party. They taste delicious too. Enjoy! I tried making churro cheesecake bars, but I was a bit skeptical about this recipe. How is this supposed to taste like a churro if we're using croissant dough? At least the cheesecake mixture looked pretty straightforward. Aside from not having any cinnamon sugar in this mixture, in fact, the only cinnamon sugar I'm seeing is going on the outside of the dough. But when I cut into these, they actually look pretty good. These actually taste like cream cheese filled churros. What if we mixed Oreos, cookie dough, and brownies together? Which I tried for the first time ever, and here's what happened. The box said to bake for 22 minutes, but I could not get these to bake. Finally, after 28 more minutes, I decided to take them out and just deal with the consequences. But when I cut into these, the insides fell apart so fast and the outsides burnt. So these didn't exactly work in terms of texture, but what about taste? It's alright, kinda sweet. This recipe is going to go viral. I saw this creator making it as a food experiment, but apparently it's supposed to be unbelievable. So I gotta see if this works. This is giving off major cinnamon roll vibes, but this is the part I'm skeptical about. 400 degrees for 8 minutes? No. I'm gonna have to try these, aren't I? What? Yeah, okay, I've joined. I'm gonna go make this on a cinnamon bagel now. Which ramen is spicier? Ghost pepper ramen or Balduck 2x spicy ramen? The ghost pepper ramen is insane, but now let's try it. The Balduck ramen is good, not too spicy. Now for the ghost pepper ramen. This is actually delicious. I'm surprised this didn't poison me. Yet. Turns out my taste buds appreciate it, but my lips, throat, and all other things did not. Since I'm on the Teeny bandwagon, I decided to try another one of her recipes to go perfectly with this mac and cheese. Try to do the garlic thing. Oh, that didn't go so well. Blended it and drained the essentials. Make that times 2. Cream, spice, and everything nice. This is Teeny's tomato soup recipe. It's creamy, hearty, and absolutely delicious. Remember that lasagna soup that went viral last year? Well, I thought, what if we made this with Alfredo sauce instead? But ground beef and white sauce had me a little sus. So I subbed it with shredded chicken. Work that ASMR magic. Add some cheese, pop in some greens, done. This looks delicious. But is it better than the original lasagna soup recipe? Wow, that is amazing. Making celebrity Teeny's food because her mac and cheese is still on top. To be honest, I feel like one of the reasons why her food tastes so good is because of the seasoning in here. I always double take thinking it's gonna be a lot, but ends up coming out amazingly flavorful. Mix all these ingredients together. I got all this goodness into a baking dish, and boom! Wait, I could do that better. Boom! And oh my god, this chicken buffalo dip is divine. What if we made a grilled cheese sandwich, but in an air fryer? Because let's be honest, making it in the pan, something always seems to go wrong. So will the air fryer be any easier? I prepped the grilled cheese the same way you would as cooking in a pan. Place it in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 8 minutes, flipping halfway. Oh my god. Now let's see if this actually worked. The air fryer grilled cheese is so crispy and has an even stronger cheese pull. Yes, this works. You know how everyone was tossing bacon into pancake batter and it was delicious? Well, it had me thinking, what else can we pancake? So I tried a cheeseburger. It was good, but it would taste so much better with sausage. Then I tried a Snickers bar, which completely fell apart. Yeah, this was a failed attempt. But the one that had me so shook were these pancake Oreos. These tasted like a deep fried Oreo and they were so worth it. What if we were to make a mac and cheese, but in an air fryer? I tried it by throwing in all the ingredients, including uncooked noodles, which isn't this kind of wrong? Well, now this has my anxiety peaking. So trusting the process, I put this in for 10 minutes, mixed it around a little bit. These noodles are definitely not cooked yet. Dumped in some more cheese and cooked for 8 more minutes. Okay, this looks really good. It's got the cheese pull, the sounds, but I'm still skeptical. Will this taste good? Oh my god, it's gooey, it's cheesy. Guys, this method works. Remember when everyone was making cheesy ramen? Well, I thought, what if I made ghost pepper cheesy ramen instead? Made the cheese sauce with some ghost pepper seasoning, and oh my god, kind of feels like a 1980s horror movie. But will it taste good? Good God, that is the saltiest thing I have ever eaten. What if we tried hot cocoa Oreos, but in a mug cake? Normally, I just make my mug cakes with cookies and milk. But this time, I tried making it fancier by topping with marshmallows and chocolate syrup. And oh boy, this definitely turned out to be the prettiest mug cake I've ever made. But what about taste? Oh yeah, that's damn good. What if we take these Halloween cookies and make them into a cheesecake? And I decided they would work the best as a crust. But because I don't have enough cookies to make a big cheesecake, I thought, let's make a mini cheesecake. I let this set overnight, but when they came out, the insides were all mushy. So I guess the texture's kind of off and a little messy. But how does this taste? It tastes like fall leaves and spiced cake. Here's a cheap ramen hack you need to try. With inflation prices going up and all, I am such a skeptic about the world, but ramen has my bag. In a separate bowl, add your seasoning, sesame oil, not chili oil, RIP taste buds. You guys, this dish gives me so much joy. Let me know what ramen hack I need to try next. I tried making the perfect queso dip for my friends, and I gotta say, I was surprised how flippin' easy this was. 1 saucepan, 1 onion, 1 beer. Oh yeah, this recipe has beer in it. But then I wanted to make this look fancier, so I had the wise idea to put it in a skillet. A very cold skillet. But can we just take a moment to appreciate how cheesy this is? Here's hoping that my friends like it. Trying pumpkin spice Oreos for the first time, but in a mug cake. We're getting into the best times of food, my friends. Okay, in true holiday fashion, this looks like candy corn and tastes like cinnamon? Oh, no, you know what this tastes like? Pumpkin spice bread. It's so good. I used to go to this ramen restaurant that had super colorful noodles. So of course, I'm gonna try making these myself, but I was not expecting what these noodles were gonna do. I was in love with how these turned out up until the very end. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Any pointers? Should I try this again? You know that viral trend where you take cinnamon rolls and bake cookie dough in between? Well, I had to ask, what if we made this into an ice cream sandwich? Oh my god. You know the desserts that you get at a fancy restaurant? This is that dessert. Hella good.